Okay, so I got a couple beers. I know that a lot of things going on with the coronavirus. If you find time, hopefully this can occupy a little bit of your time. If you have a little time to get some beers, and you're looking for something decent, saw this one. Luckily it was $2.50. I'm surprised. So Modelo Negro is very popular. Comes in cases about the same price as Modelo. The main difference is they're both lagers, but this one is darker. So it has a little caramel. It's a little drier. It's definitely pleasant. This would definitely more resemble a porter, but the way they treat it, it's lager. So just throwing that one out here just to try out. Hopefully it's something that interests you if you have a little free time on your hands. So I do want everybody to be safe. I know I'm smiling, but you always gotta stay positive in the worst of times and always prepare for the worst, but pray for the best. So hopefully things will be better for everybody. I do feel for all the smaller business. I am a cook, so I'm definitely already hurting. We're closed already, but it's supposed to be a good precaution. So, all right. In this lighting, it's a little bit lighter, but as you can see on the camera, it's pretty dark. It's definitely really nice. Yep, nice and malty. Has a little sweetness on the aroma, almost flowery, but it's definitely darker than the average lager. So there's gonna be like Schwarzbier, which is black beer. There's a couple other ones. Orange Sun has a black beer, so it's just lager. The toastiness just adds a little extra character. So what I'm seeing is very fizzy and bubbly, which is good. So apparently also having this maintain a good beer that maintains this, a lot of the gases are getting here and they're going here, and it's actually supposed to help reduce belching, so people don't like too much burping. So having this right here is a good sign. It's a good key. If it just goes flat, then all the gases are just enough where they don't want to turn into bubbles, and they sit right here, and it just goes right in your stomach, and then they start expanding, and then that becomes your burp. So that would be in you instead of on here. So that's a side thing. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how true it is, because eventually after a couple beers, you're gonna burp a little bit. But that's with any food. It's just definitely more like on the carbonated style. It's not really carbonated like you inject it. The way you brew it, it causes the fizziness, but that elevates the flavors and the smell and everything. It becomes more effervescent, and it starts, going into the air, which is really nice. So you want to smell your beer, you want to enjoy it. Yep, just how I remember it. Very smooth, not too heavy, but definitely you feel that darker concept, that toasty, roasted, almost like coffee. You get that in there. So if you're looking for that little extra kick in lagers, but you don't want to go into a heavier beer, this is it. It adds a little more body, so it's definitely. They do make a more quality beer. That's what made them famous. Is a more deeper body, more quality, more ingredients. So it's a little more expensive, and then it's imported. So compared to like Corona and stuff like that, all the cheap, those are just crap beers. So in all honesty, Corona was a poor person's beer. It's what they sold you because it was cheap. So if you went to a bar resort and that's what they sold you, it was cheap. And the limes were because the caps are steel, and at the time they were very cheaply made. So rust would get on the rim, and so to make sure you didn't get sick, the lime would clean it up. And that's the whole purpose of it. People think, oh, why would I need that? They got country songs against it, but there was a reason behind it beforehand. But now bottle caps are a lot easier to produce, a lot more functional and practical. So it's not necessary, but people enjoy it, and it's become the thing. So enjoy. You can use lime in here, and I'm finding out a couple other porters and stuff. If it's too much for you, the flavor's too intense, squeeze a little lime in there, and it'll turn it down. The acidity will prevent you from getting all the full flavor if it's too much for you. So that's just something interesting to know. So, it's a good buy for me. Once in a while you want to treat yourself, get a dark beer, it's not too heavy. That's it right there. So I'm just gonna give this 2 thumbs up. It's classic, it's quality. It's definitely worth the buy, and it's something neat. And then not everyone knows about it, but more and more people are obviously learning about it. So if you don't know, now you know. So I got a little music going. Hopefully you can catch it. I just don't want it to be me talking because it's kind of boring. But do be safe, please be clean, please take care of yourself. Despite everything, it's just you want to do your best to make sure that we make an impact on preventing it from going crazy. But I hope things do in a couple weeks get back to working order for all the restaurant people, all the people that own them, working them, servers, cooks, everybody. I know a lot of people are hurting right now. Please do your best to refrain. Please help each other to prevent a lot of violence and aggressiveness. It happens. There's already people scamming on phones and stuff. Just please be careful. Hopefully you have a good beer or a couple beers, so you can just take your time. Don't get drunk, just take your time, relax, because it will kick in and you make the best of it. Make sure to still drink plenty of water, have water handy, and be safe.